I have to just say it. We have become too addicted to social media. I got censored this morning. I posted a picture of two women in a bikini and shorts. No nipples, nothing showing inappropriate. Immediate censorship. And because there's too many wackos on the internet, I'm not going to tell you what they claimed it was, but it was like, really? And I just did reading online. I went ahead and deactivated my account, and I thought, as a Christian, we have to ask ourselves, are we addicted to something? Can we get off of it? Do we need it? This world is roping us in. We're headed towards the mark of the beast. We're headed towards digital currency. We're headed towards a lot of things. And guess what? Every one of us is hardwired into social media. I mean, just the fact I'm doing a video on YouTube tells you we're trapped. I wonder what would happen if we actually broke the trend. Can I be honest with you? It's been addicting. It's been a form of withdrawal to try to get off. When they block and you can't message or talk to anybody for 3 days, you get this, oh, you won't be able to talk to your friends. You won't be able to talk to your friends. You won't be able to post anything. The Facebook team has admitted, and Zuckerberg's admitted they've made it addicting. And I read some online articles this morning that said even with their extreme, and even other experts have said it, when you violate a Facebook community standard, they said their rules are not transparent. 1 minute they get you on something, the next minute they don't. It'll show two lesbian women with their tits showing, their nipples against nipples, and you go and complain about that. This does not violate our community standards. But if you post a picture of two young women, adult women, bikini top and shorts, they're accusing you of minor sexual exploitation when they're not minors. And when you pull the drop-down menus, request a review, then you go to the next one and it says, this was meant as a joke. This does not offend my religion. They give you no option to say this is not exploitation. This is not minors. Doesn't give you that option, so you can't request a review. I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. The corporate geeks in the meta universe are really, really, really shitty people. I've told you that Facebook does not follow constitutional law. It doesn't follow the American justice. You are innocent until proven guilty. It just goes and locks up your account. And I've avoided them for a while, but I think they've got me on speed dial because I'm conservative. You can get on Facebook and there's nudity all over the place. There's nipples, tits. There's porn videos that people post. And I complain about the porn. You know, guy with a boner, no clothes, doing a woman up the butt. I don't look at that, but I've seen it. I've seen it come through and I'm like, my gosh, and I'll complain that it's sexual. We're sorry, but we didn't feel that this violated the community standards. What are Facebook's community standards? But the bottom line is, instead of arguing about that, why are we all criticizing Zuckerberg and the Facebook team, but we're so entrenched into using their product? And they claim they're not a monopoly. Like hell, they're not. The majority of social media users in the globe are stuck and hooked on it. And you notice nobody can do anything to stop them. Let me say this as a fact. Facebook is not a neutral site. It never was intended to be. For somebody to come out and create a site where people can post what they want without getting censored, nobody has that kind of power to do it. It would never last. Zuckerberg, it is a known fact, has gotten money from the CIA. The IRS has used Facebook to go after people for back taxes. The government has used Facebook to spy on us. And Facebook has an agenda to promote false science, to promote lies, to tell you what you should be concerned about instead of telling you what you need to be concerned about. How do you, how do we break it? How do we get off of that? How do we get to a point in our world where we cannot get off of it? We say we got all these friends, do we? Are they there when you have a crisis? Facebook is flirt book. All the women men can't have. We live a placebo. How many times, because of social media, I got involved with women that were out of reach and too far, and expensive flights and expensive trips, only to find out, guess what? They're just as human as everybody else, and they make mistakes. I'm going to try to find a way to break myself of this. I've confessed to my viewers I'm an addict to social media. What did I do when I moved to Minnesota years ago and lived in an apartment before they had all this? I read books. I went for walks. I cleaned my apartment, and I went to work. How do we get to a point where we experience symptoms of withdrawal, like an addict quitting crack, alcoholic stops drinking, or a person tries to stop smoking, or a gambling addict tries to stop? How do we get to a point? How did I get to a point where I feel a sense of dread and loss if I can't get on Facebook? How important do we think we are? Are we really making a difference by being there? Don't tell me it's not an addiction when we all can't stand and actually hate Mark Zuckerberg and his liberally biased, incompetent Facebook staff, and yet we stay on his site. It's time for us to realize we're hooked. How do we get unhooked? How do we become the bigger people? How do we make the transition from meta cyber life back into the real world? I don't know if anybody notices, but we're not changing anything on social media. We're not that powerful. Social media has changed us. It's made us addicts. And you feel this overwhelming sense of, if I can't get on Facebook, how lonely I will be. Well, we're lonely anyway. If we had an EMP, all of this, including YouTube and everything, would go, then what? What do we do after that? Remember when kids used to play in neighborhoods? They're not doing it anymore. If I see kids playing outside, they're probably out getting into trouble, especially if you see teens wandering around. They're probably breaking stuff, smashing things. They're up to no good, but you don't see kids playing like you used to. Remember big wheels? Remember Tonka trucks? Remember Barbie dolls? Remember when kids used to get out and do stuff? But look at us adults. We've got vision problems. We've got ADD because of these damn phones of ours. Gee, maybe I should start a support group on YouTube for addicted to social media people so we can continue to gather around YouTube and be addicted to YouTube. Do you see how silly this gets? So I'm just throwing it out there. I deactivated an account. And what I need to do is just delete everything. It's just, why do we do this? How do we integrate back into reality and stop being addicted to Facebook? I mean, Instagram, Twitter, all of that. How much of a difference are we making by being on there? And I'm not on those. How much of a difference do we make? About that much.